This conference will now be recorded.
Yes. So, hi friends, good morning. In the previous session, we started discussing on what is SAP, what is success factors, and what is onboarding, the purpose of onboarding, the basic definitions of onboarding, and the differences of onboarding 1.0 and 2.0. All these things we are trying to understand. Okay, and what type of projects we will get and what kind of work we do. Okay, so all these things we are trying to understand. So let us start where we stopped in the previous session. So this is what we have discussed. Okay, in our previous session, this is what we have discussed, the onboarding 2.0, the purpose of it, the main definition of it, and okay, what is exactly the difference of 2.0 and 1.0 as 2.0 uses the SAP platform technologies, success factors platform technologies like the business rules, document management, common data structure of EC. So, and it is driven by business rules. So this is what we have discussed in the previous session. So let us try to understand some more concepts today. Where does onboarding exactly fit in the flow? Where does exactly onboarding fit in the flow? So who can implement onboarding? Where exactly it fits in the flow? Okay, so let us try to understand that. Where does onboarding fit? Who can implement onboarding? So customers who are already using recruitment system, customers who are already using employee central system, they can use onboarding, they can implement onboarding. Or customers only using employee central, if they are not using any other ATS system also they can use. So onboarding fit in between ATS, or I can call it as applicant tracking system. Applicant tracking system is nothing but our recruitment system. So customers can purchase onboarding and place in between recruitment and employee central systems. Okay, so whoever has employees recruitment system, recruitment can be any recruitment, friends. It can be a success factors recruitment system, or it can be any other third party recruitment systems also. Friends, am I audible to everyone? Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, Mohan.
Yes,
Yes,
Yeah.
Mohan. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
can you
So
please share your screen?
Are you sharing anything?
no, not yet. Just give me a
Not
minute.
yet. No. Okay.
Right. You're able to see my screen, right?
Right.
So where does exactly onboarding fit in the flow? When I say that onboarding onboarding can be implemented along with any other applicant tracking system or recruitment system. ATS is nothing but applicant tracking system, friends. It can be a success factors recruitment, or it can be any other system also, and employee central in place. Okay, so if your customer has recruitment system and if your customer has employee central, they can go for onboarding. If the customer is not using recruitment system also, the customers can implement onboarding and EC. If the customers are implementing EC or other than EC also, any other external HRS also, they can use. So try to understand like this: success factors recruitment, onboarding, success factors employee central. This is how our first initial version of onboarding 2.0 was. When it was released in back in November 2019, whoever wants to implement onboarding 2.0, it was must to implement recruitment, must to have success factors recruitment and success factors employee central when it was released in the initial version. But now it can be success factors recruitment or any other ATS can be used with onboarding, and it can be used with employee central or any other external HRIS systems, HRIS systems also.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Yes, you're not audible.
Mohan, you're not audible. Hello.
Yes, hello. Hello.
Yeah. Your voice getting a breakup.
Yeah, actually just now the power gone actually. So I just changed my
Okay, okay.
network to my mobile data. That's why it got
Okay,
disconnected
sorry. Yeah.
maybe. So the point to remember here, friends, whenever we are implementing onboarding to any customer, if the customer is using SuccessFactors recruitment or SuccessFactors Employee Central also we can implement onboarding, or if the customer is implementing, or if the customer has already using other than SuccessFactors recruitment system and other than SuccessFactors Employee Central system also, we can implement onboarding system. The only difference is when the customer is implementing SuccessFactors recruitment, onboarding, and SuccessFactors Employee Central. If the customer is using all three modules which are on SuccessFactors, if the customer is implementing SF for all these three modules, then internal integration will work. We will do the integration. We means the success factors consultant will do the integration. You will be doing the integration. We will do this integration. But when external ATS, implementing external ATS, when the customer is and onboarding and external HRIS, if it can be SuccessFactors recruitment to onboarding or external ATS, and similarly external ATS if they are using, if the customer is implementing SF only for, okay, or if the customer is implementing other than SF, if the customer is implementing other than SF for any of the modules, RCM or EC, other than RCM and other than EC, then integration consultants comes into picture. When I say integration consultant, either your HCI or CPI or Delbumi consultants will do the integration for you, will be doing the integration for you. So point to remember here is SuccessFactors onboarding 2.0 system can be placed
Mohan, your voice is breaking.
Can you
external
come again?
recruitment system or SuccessFactors recruitment system. Similarly, it can be integrated with SuccessFactors Employee Central or non-SuccessFactors system. Breaking. Everyone facing this clearly? Hello.
Yeah, Mohan, your voice
It
is
was not
breaking in
clear.
between.
Hello. Am I
Yeah,
not
it was not
audible?
clear. Yeah, yeah, it's right. It's not audible.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let me. Okay, you stay then. Let me disconnect and connect again then. Okay. Hello.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, I'll make someone as a organizer. When I connect back, you make me the organizer again. Okay. I'll make someone as the organizer. Anant, I'm making you as an organizer. When I join back, you please make me the organizer again so that I can share my screen. Okay. Yes. Yes, Anand, can you please make me the presenter? Yes. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah, Anand, can you please make me the presenter now? Just
Yeah, sure.
yeah,
What I have to do in it?
just beside my name, a small arrow mark will be there on the participants list on your
Uh,
screen. On your screen, the
uh,
participants
okay,
list will
make a
be there.
presenter. I have
Yeah,
to make a presenter.
make presenter. Yes.
Okay.
Just select make presenter.
Yeah, I
Make
have done.
organizer, not presenter. Make the
Okay.
organizer.
Okay. 1 second. Yeah, I'm done.
Organizer.
Yeah.
So everyone able to see my screen, right? And also I'm audible to everyone clearly, right?
Right. It's clear.
Okay then. So what we are discussing is we are discussing where exactly the onboarding fits in the process flow. Okay, so we are saying like onboarding, SuccessFactors onboarding 2.0 can be integrated with non-SuccessFactors applicant tracking system or SuccessFactors applicant tracking system, which is nothing but the recruitment system, with SF or without SF. Similarly, Employee Central also with SF and without SF also we can do the integration. So what exactly we do? We collect the data from the recruitment system and we send over the data to Employee Central system. Okay, or just to try to understand like this, we collect the data from external applicant tracking system or internal applicant tracking system, which is nothing but the recruitment system, and send over the data to Employee Central or any other external HRIS system. So onboarding is a pass-through system. Onboarding is a pass-through system. Whatever the data that we collect, whatever the data we collect during recruitment process is to onboarding, and again in onboarding we collect some additional data in terms of candidate new hire filling data, all the personal data new hire will fill, and any other onboarding participant will also fill some data, submits the data, something like new hire activities, and collectively all this data will be sent over to onboarding. Collectively all this data which is collected at RCM and onboarding process, onboarding levels, collectively this data is sent over to EC. So when employee is hired in EC, there will be no such fields which needs to be maintained by the EC admin or EC HR, because all the data we collected at the recruitment and onboarding levels only. Okay, so try to understand like onboarding is a pass-through system. Whatever the data that is collected at the recruitment level, that is sent over to onboarding, and in onboarding, during the onboarding process, some additional data will be collected from the candidates, and collectively all the data is sent over to EC. Here, point to remember here is when the applicant is applied for any job, if we are collecting some data from the candidate, again why we need to collect some more data from the candidate during the onboarding process? Just to try to understand like this, when the candidate is in the recruitment process and again onboarding process, here we are saying at the recruitment level we are trying to collect some information, some data from candidate. We will collect some data from the candidate again while onboarding. Why again from onboarding level? When the candidate is an onboarding level, why again we are trying to collect additional data? Because assume a scenario, I am working in one company, assume like I am working in Accenture, we have two onboarding positions with us. We have two onboarding positions open with us in our project. So when my company, when my recruiters releases the job requisition into the market for only two onboarding positions, how many people will apply for it? On a rough note, Assume like maybe 100 people applies, maybe 100 applicants apply. I can call them as applicants. So 100 applicants apply for a 2 positions. So remember one thing, all these 100 applicants have to pass through the recruiting process. True? Recruiting process, when I say recruiting process, they will apply for that, they will send their resumes, the resume screening will be done. After that, first round, second round, third round, HR rounds, etc., etc. So different interview processes will be there. So when these people, when all these 100 applicants starts applying for that position, something like this, let me try to screening round, first screening round, and after that interview 1, and after that, this is all in recruiting process, friends. Just try to understand like it as a recruiting process. Interview 3, HR, offer letter is released, move to onboarding. Now move to onboarding, that is where we will move the candidate to onboarding. We call it as initiate onboarding. We will discuss that. So here all 100 applicants applied, 100 applicants applied for this position, and after the screening only maybe 60 people are moved to the first round of interview. And after this 60 people, first round of interview is completed for the 60 people, only 30 got selected for the interview 2. And once these 30 people interview is also done, maybe some 10 people are cleared to the third interview, and out of these 10 people within the third interview, only 2 people, only maybe like only 5 people move to the HR round, and from that only 2 people got the offer released, and these 2 people will be moved to onboarding, and these 2 people will be moved to onboarding. So what we are trying to say is, whatever the data that we collected during recruitment process, that is sent over to onboarding. See, whatever the data that is collected from the candidates here at the recruiting process, that is sent over to onboarding. But again, from onboarding we will collect some additional data. Why additional data we need to collect at onboarding if we are already collecting data from recruitment level? The reason is, at the recruitment level, the number of applicants applied for a single position will be more, so we can't collect the data from the candidate, something like detailed personal information, dependence information, emergency contact information, okay, something like personal information, biographical information. Biographical means the date of birth, country of birth, etc. Dependence information, who is the dependents, emergency contact, primary emergency contact, okay, and primary emergency contact, and what else, national ID information, etc. So this kind of detailed information we will not collect from the candidates at the recruitment level. When the people are applying for any job, we will try to collect, as an organization we will try to collect only the basic data from the applicants, something like basic details, first name, last name, middle name, okay, email ID, gender, okay, and some address details, etc., etc. Some basic information, some basic info is collected at recruitment level from applicants. Assume like around 20 fields, assume like some around 20 fields we are collecting from the candidate during the recruitment process. So here 20 fields data will be filled here, and the same data, the same candidate moved to onboarding. When the candidate moved to onboarding, only these 20 fields data will be there for that candidate. So from onboarding, within the onboarding process, so whatever the configuration that we do, along with these 20 fields, these 20 fields will come, these 20 fields plus additional 80 fields we can collect from the candidate during this recruiting process. Okay, additional 80 fields we can collect from the candidate during this onboarding process. Whatever the onboarding process that we are configuring, this additional 20 fields we can collect. Why can't we collect these 80 fields also at the recruitment level? Anyone, any idea? We are saying at the recruitment level only basic information we are collecting, and when the candidate record is moved to onboarding, means once the candidate's offer letter is released, once the candidate record is moved to onboarding, we are saying additional 80 fields we are collecting. Why can't we collect these 80 fields also at the initial applicant level only? Yes, anyone?
When we start the process in RCM, it might be a single stage or multi-stage. So if it is a multi-stage RCM, so we can't collect. We can't collect all the information. We can only collect the basic information, standard resume, but we can't collect all the biographical information, demographic information.
Yes. Why? From the organization's point of view, why? We cannot ask the applicants to fill the same data again and again for all these 100 applicants. That is point number one. Point number two is when the applicants apply for any job, if we are asking them to fill all the details, it is waste of our data base. Memory wastage is there. Why we need 80 people data, 100 people data, when we want only 2 people to join that position? What is the purpose of collecting all the rest of 98 people data? It is just useless. True, it is just useless. We cannot waste our database memory. Simple thing. This is the main important point. We cannot simply store the data in a detailed data of all the applicants who are rejected also. No need. That is why generally what we do is, even though if we are moving 100 candidates, we will collect only the basic details. We will collect, not the detailed information, only the basic details. But when the applicants successfully gets the offer letter and when they are moved to onboarding, here we collect additional data from the candidate. Like this, we will try to collect all the details from the candidate, because they are hired candidates. Okay, clear, friends? So this is why we are saying some basic data is collected from the recruitment level. Maybe on some 20 questions, 20 fields we collected at the recruitment level from the candidate, and again this 20 fields data will be sent over to onboarding, and again the 80 fields data will be collected from the candidate again during the onboarding, and collectively 20 plus 80, 100 fields we will be sending to EC. So from EC, whenever the EC admin hides the person from EC, hides the candidates in EC, they can just see all the data pre-filled coming from the previous modules, previous systems. Okay, clear, friends, everyone? See, onboarding is a pass-through system. Candidate data is collected in the ATS, applicant tracking system, or a recruitment system, is passed to onboarding. Additional data is collected during the onboarding process. By the new hire, means by the candidate, and corporate representatives, maybe some other persons like HRs, recruiters, or IT team, facilities team, etc., which is required by EC system, and which is not collected at the recruitment process. So whatever the data which is not collected at the recruitment process, that data can be collected from the onboarding process, just because of reducing the storage and unnecessary maintenance of the data of the candidates who are not hired. Unnecessarily we cannot store the data of employees, the detailed data of the rejected employees. Okay, right? So the configuration systems and the tools. Yes.
Yeah, I have one query. Like, so RCM is mainly used to filter out the candidates, right? Means out of 100, only two are only we want 2 positions. So remaining candidates will not be moved to the onboarding. And if the company is not using onboarding and only RCM and EC, so all these unwanted data also will get stored in the EC.
Will not be moved to EC, right? See, in the recruitment process, you add all the 100 candidates, but the interviews levels, first level, second level interview, third level interview, you will be removing some you will be removing some set of people and initiate on, I mean, like offer will be released only to two people, right? Only these two people data will be moved to EC, not all these people's.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, whoever you move to EC, only those people data will move to EC. The rest of the field, the rest of the employees data will not go. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. So let us try to understand the systems involved. The systems involved within this onboarding systems configuration. Systems involved. Right. Friends, as we are a SuccessFactors consultants, we should be knowing some basic things. Some basic things we should be knowing. The back-end system of onboarding 2.0. The back-end system of onboarding 2.0 is nothing but what is that? Provisioning system. What is provisioning system, friends? Anyone who don't know, please tell me. Who does not know what is provisioning system? Anant, do you know provisioning? What is provisioning?
I think we have an access to a company thing, which we can create a new setup, everything.
Yes, let me tell you in this way. Provisioning system is nothing but a back-end system of SuccessFactors. A back-end system of SuccessFactors where you enable everything. So let me tell you in this way. Friends, others who are already into the SuccessFactors, they all know what is provisioning system. So can anyone just point out some points on provisioning system? What is provisioning system? Others who are already working in SuccessFactors. We said it is a backend to SuccessFactors system. Okay. What exactly we do in provisioning system?
Provisioning
Others.
system, once got the approval from the customer to use the provisioning system, we have to raise the provisioning system from HCM for operation, and we have to create the super admin. First step is we have to create the super admin here. We have to enable all the translations. We have to enable our futures. What are our futures? So suppose if we are implementing recruitment, so we have to go to manage recruiting, and we have to enable all the futures which are required for according to our customer requirement.
Yes. So provisioning is something, a backend system wherein you enable all languages. Friends, remember provisioning is common to all SuccessFactors modules. It is not specific to onboarding. It is common. So we can enable the languages. I'll show you how the provisioning looks like in the coming system, in the coming days. So just remember, like provisioning is a backend system. Only certified consultants can get access to the provisioning system. We can enable the languages, like for example, if your customer is implementing for multiple countries, okay, India, UK and Spain, if your customer is implementing for Spain also, you can enable the Spanish language also in the system, in that provisioning system. Okay, and you can enable the modules, whichever modules your customer is purchasing, you can enable only those modules. We discussed the implementations are of two types. One is only talent modules implementations, the other one is complete business suite implementations. So when I say business suite implementation, your customer is implementing Employee Central also. Okay, so you can enable all the modules including Employee Central. If your customer is implementing only talent modules, something like recruitment and onboarding and performance management, LMS, something like that, only those modules you will be enabling. And whoever is certified consultant on respective areas, only they will be working on it. They will be enabling the settings. It contains all modules settings, but recruiting consultant enables recruiting features. Recruiting consultant enables recruiting features. Similarly, onboarding consultant you enables onboarding features only. Similarly, EC consultant enables EC features only. We should not disturb others. Okay, we should not disturb others. If for example you have the provisioning access, you are an onboarding consultant, even though you can see and edit other features like recruiting features or easy features, you cannot touch them, you cannot change them, because their system will not work if you do anything. So it should be very it is very sensitive area, confidential sections, so you should not change these sections. These are very sensitive. You should not change any features or any sections, okay, within the provisioning. If you are an onboarding consultant, when you learn onboarding module, you know which features to be enabled from the provisioning. So when you are assigned to any project, you must enable only those features. You should not touch any other things. So it is something like enable something in the back end, your front end screen looks changes, something like your phone settings or your Facebook app or something, anything, whatever the settings that you do, the front end system, the UI changes, the front end application, some features may be added. Similarly, when you disable some settings from the back end, the front end also changes. Okay, so that is backend system, friends. That is provisioning system. We will see how to work with the provisioning system and what are the features and settings to be enabled from the provisioning system. And important point to remember here is onboarding 2.0 has only one backend system as other SF modules. Remember this thing. Onboarding 1.0 has two backend systems. One is provisioning system, the other one is super admin, or we call it as express HR administrator. This is one of the backend system we have for onboarding 1.0, because onboarding 2.0 is a SuccessFactors own product which they developed on their platform, on their system architecture, data structures. But whereas onboarding 1.0, as we discussed earlier, it is a third party system. It is a KMS services product. It has its own backend system. Okay, even though onboarding 1.0 is merged with BizX system, is merged along with the SuccessFactors system, we, the configuration consultant, have to work on super admin also, because all the features, settings, etc., are available in super admin only. So remember this point. In onboarding 1.0, we just enable the module in provisioning system. We just enable the onboarding module in the provisioning system, and the rest of features, settings, okay, languages, etc., everything has to be done in super admin only, because this is the actual backend of onboarding 1.0. So remember one thing, friends, whenever you get a question like, okay, onboarding 1.0 has two backend systems, but what about onboarding 2.0? Onboarding 2.0 has only one backend system, which is nothing but the provisioning system. Onboarding 1.0 has two backend systems, because onboarding 1.0 is actually a third party product. It is not an original product of SAP. SAP has purchased that from a third party KMS services, and they just merged that onboarding 1.0 with BizX using some web services, some URLs. That is why even though the integration is done with these URLs, the actual system remains within the control of the third party system only. How it works, it used to work like that only. Okay, so the main difference query here is, do we require super admin for onboarding 2.0? This is your query, friends. Many people will ask this in your interviews. You can get this question. When you attend any onboarding interview, you will get this query. Do we require super admin for onboarding 2.0? Yes, friends, answer is yes. What is the answer for it? No, because onboard super admin Super admin is the backend of onboarding 1.0, which is a third party product. Now onboarding 2.0 is developed on SAP SF platform. It does not rely on third party system anymore. Okay, this is the main difference. This is the main difference of what is onboarding 1.0 and 2.0 means. The basic difference is this: onboarding 1.0 third party system, KMS services. Okay, super admin is the backend tool. All the features, settings, functionalities we enable there. Onboarding 2.0 SuccessFactors own platform technology. See this, onboarding 2.0 vision to deliver the next generation onboarding solution with one platform, one approach. Onboarding participants will have a simplified experience. Usage of SAP SF platform technologies. So whatever the SuccessFactors platform technologies are there, which is nothing but your basic employee central structure. So the same structure is reused here in onboarding 2.0. No dependency on onboarding 1.0 related configurations. No dependency on 1.0 related configurations. That is why this is the basic difference. So before starting learning onboarding 2.0, you need to understand this. Okay friends, clear, right? Everyone, the basic differences. Super admin usage is not there. If you, for example, let me tell you a scenario, try to understand this. You are working for a customer. Okay, your customer has 1.0 and 2.0. Your customer has both 1.0 and 2.0. Means 1.0 for some countries, 2.0 for some countries they are using. Okay, something like 1.0 for US, and they are using 2.0 for non-US. In this case 1.0 they are using for US. Maybe till next year or next to next year they might be using 1.0 for it, because SAP will stop supporting 1.0 configurations after that. Maybe after 1 year or 2 years they will stop supporting that. So this customer has to migrate to 2.0. Means you will be doing this activity, but till that time you must be having the access of super admin. So in order to work in this project, you must be certified on onboarding 1.0 to get access of super admin, which is nothing but the backend system of onboarding 1.0. For this also we need to raise a ticket to SAP friends. Similarly as how we do for the provisioning, we need to do the same activity even for this also. We need to raise a ticket to SAP with our onboarding 1.0 certification attached to it, and then only you will get it. You must be certified on onboarding 2.0 to get access of this 2.0. Okay, now all the customers whoever are using, they are migrating directly to 2.0, so there is no need for you to have this certification. If you are working directly on a 2.0 project, no need of the first one. Otherwise, if you are working only on 1.0 project, no need of having this one. But if you are working in a project wherein you have both 1.0 and 2.0, and if you are implementing it, then you need to have both. If you are working on a support project of 1.0, then there is no need of certification. Clear everyone? Here what I'm trying to say is you must be certified on onboarding 1.0 if you want to implement onboarding 1.0 to any customer. But here one more point to remember here is no new projects will be there on onboarding 1.0. Only support projects will be there. Only support projects, because whoever are already implemented and using, they will be having this onboarding module. Whoever is a new customer going to SAP for purchasing onboarding product, SAP is selling only 2.0. So you will not get any new onboarding 1.0 projects. That is why there is no need for you to have this access to super admin. No need of having the super admin access to you now. Clear, friends, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So many people have this confusion. In order to work in onboarding 2.0, do I need to have a super admin access? In order to work on a 2.0 implementation project, do I need to have super admin access? This is what many people ask. No, there is no need for you to have the super admin access, because super admin is the backend of 1.0. Now you are implementing for 2.0, so no need of having super admin access, and there is no need for you to be certified on 1.0. If you are implementing 2.0, you must be certified on 2.0. If you are implementing onboarding 1.0, you must be certified on 1.0. If you are migrating the configuration of 1.0 to 2.0, if your customer is already available using 1.0 and you are migrating to 2.0, in that case also you must be certified on 2.0. 1.0 is not required here. Okay, clear, right?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, is there any specific process of migrating from 1.0 to 2.0?
No, SAP still is developing some migration tools actually, but as we have already seen the system configuration and everything has got changed. So it is better to reconfigure the system. Okay, it is better to reconfigure instead of depending on these migrating tools. Okay, it is better to reconfigure the system, re-implement, because if you see the basic definitions provided by SAP on onboarding 2.0, they are saying like it is just enhancement to what our onboarding 1.0 has. They are saying like onboarding 2.0 is just an enhancement to 1.0. This is what they are saying, but practically speaking, no, it is wrong. The complete configuration is changed. See, for example, onboarding 1.0, we know that it is a third party product. Okay, it has its own front end and it has its own back end systems. Onboarding 2.0 is developed on SF data structure, SF platform, I can say. Here it has its own front end, it has its own back end systems. So whatever the front end, whatever the configurations that we use in onboarding 1.0, something like some panel, something like some notifications, forms, etc., everything got changed. Okay, it has its own separate front end and back end systems, look and feel, configurations, administration, etc., are completely changed. So if you are an onboarding 1.0 consultant and if you want to reconfigure your customer system for 2.0, unless until you learn, you cannot do that. Okay, simply just by taking the implementation guide, you cannot do that. It is completely different. And EC, knowledge on EC is mandatory here. Knowledge on EC is mandatory. Otherwise, you cannot work on this onboarding 2.0, because the complete configuration is built using the EC data structure. So employee central, knowledge on employee central is an additional advantage, added advantage to your profile. Okay. So we have other tools like admin center, okay, and onboarding dashboard. So we will see yes, anyone has any
Hello,
query?
Mohan.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, Pratibha, tell me. Yeah.
Yeah, so whatever data history is available in onboarding 1.0 tool, like employees, documents, and everything. So are we moving that also in onboarding 2.0, or we are doing everything from scratch in onboarding 2.0 with EC?
See, if you want all the documents also to flow, we need to raise a ticket to SAP. We need to raise a ticket to SAP. But when you implement the onboarding 2.0 fresh system, so it will be treated as the fresh system only. Okay, it will not have any data existing from your 1.0 again. Okay, we need to raise a ticket to SAP saying like whatever the documents we have, like for example last 6 months or last 1 year, because in onboarding 1.0 generally we purge the documents after completion of 1 year or 6 months. We write similarly, we write a business rules to purge the documents also. Like we cannot store the documents of the candidates who hired 2 years or 3 years back. After 1 year the documents will be purged, will be deleted. Okay, so if you want to transfer any of the documents which are existing in onboarding 1.0, you can transfer those documents to 2.0 related documents management system. Okay, SAP does that for us. Clear? Your query clear?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So remember one more point, friends. This is a pass-through system, and onboarding is a pass-through system. Onboarding is not a database system. It will not store any data. It will not store any employees data. So history will not be available for any of the record. History will not be available. That is why we can directly migrate to 2.0. Okay, history will not be there. If it is an employee central, then we can think like, okay, whatever the historical data is there, we want even that also. Like for example, if in employee central implementations, for example, all these days our customer is using Oracle system, but now they are migrating to employee central. So when the customers are implementing employee central, after the at the time of go live, what we do, we export all the data of employees, the current data and the historical data and everything, and we will import in the employee central system. Means the current data and the historical data also will be imported into the employee central system. But here in onboarding, it is not a master data, it is just transactional data, whatever is coming and we are sending, that's it. So it won't store any data. So when you are migrating from onboarding 1.0 to 2.0, there is no need of importing anything, because it will not store any data. It is not a database system, it is just an onboarding system. Okay, it is just a recruiting process system. It is not an master data system wherein we need to import some data from our previous system to the current system. No. Okay, so we will see this, the tools, the admin centers, and the dashboards. All these things we will discuss in the coming sessions. And one important point to remember here is, apart from the backend provisioning system, provisioning system, we have some other systems, like other things like admin center, which is nothing but a place wherein the configuration consultant spends more time, or the admins work to work on any settings which can be made on the UI. Okay, config consultants can work from here for all the changes, for all the settings which can be done from UI instead of going to the back end. So we will discuss different sections like business rules, and we have some concept called RBP. So whoever don't know, we will spend some time to understand the business. Friends, everyone knows business rules? Everyone knows what are business rules? I think Nima, you know, because you are an EC consultant. Others?
No idea.
Basic.
Yeah, so we will spend some time to understand the business rules and RBP. We can say an important note as onboarding 2.0 is driven by business rules and RBP. If you understand the business rules and RBP clearly, you can implement onboarding. Okay, onboarding 2.0, because onboarding 1.0 is a completely different system altogether, but onboarding 2.0 is driven by business rules, something like this. Business rules means conditional um, uh, conditional acceptance of logic. Like for example, if country equals to India, do this. If country equals to US, do this one. If country is equals to UK, do the third one. Something like that. We are driving the system based on some if conditions. So onboarding 2.0 executes and runs based on these business rules only. The system is filled completely with business rules. Onboarding 2.0 is completely filled with business rules. For each and every activity, for each and every scenario, we have to respect some business rules. If that business rule satisfied, only this the other activity will work, otherwise no. Okay, starting from the first step till the last step, starting from getting the candidate from recruitment system till moving the candidate to employee central system, whatever the complete onboarding 2.0 related configuration is there, everything is driven by business rules only. So we must know the complete end-to-end knowledge on the business rules, so we will be understanding that in the coming sessions. Okay, so that is why we say drives the flow. Okay, business rules drives the complete flow. And who are all the onboarding users? So we need to understand who are all the onboarding users also, because we'll be using these naming conventions very I mean like regularly in our sessions. So I can call the person who is joining as a new hiree, or I can call him as a candidate or new joinee. We deal with the hiring candidates. Onboarding deals with the hiring of the candidates, so we call them as new hiree or a candidate. So from now onwards, in our regular sessions, whenever I call a candidate, you just please try to understand him like a new joinee. Recruiter, we know the recruiter means whoever performs the recruiting activities, we call them as the recruiters. Similarly, we have something like HR manager, we know the who is HR. Similarly, we have something like hiring manager. Okay, let us try to understand the hiring manager. What is hiring manager? Who is hiring manager? Actually, hiring manager can be anyone from the HR team who takes care of all the hiring formalities, or hiring manager can be the person who actually raised a request for the people. Something like I am working in Accenture, assume like I am working in Accenture, I am a project manager, or a lead. Okay, I asked talent acquisition team or a recruiting team for two onboarding positions. I am a project manager, I am working in one company. I raised a ticket to the talent acquisition team saying like I want two onboarding consultants who have 1 year experience or who have 2 implementation experience I want. So this talent acquisition team creates the job requisition and sends into the market. We will see that complete flow. Now this project manager or the lead who actually asks the recruiting team for the positions can be a hiring manager. Okay, this person can be a hiring manager, or anyone from the recruiting team or the hiring team or the HR team can be the hiring managers. So remember this, friends, hiring manager can be the one from HR team who takes care of hiring formalities, or can be the person, can be the one who actually raised for the positions. So I can call a hiring manager as anyone. So whenever we call as a hiring manager, we can understand like, okay, hiring manager is manager can be one from the HR team who takes care of formalities. Hiring manager can be the person who formalities, or a hiring manager can be the person who acted positions to fill. Okay, So hiring manager is one of the what we say the onboarding participant. I have the IT team. IT team also onboarding participants because they have to provide, they have to equip some they have to complete some activities like arranging a laptop or arranging some other things. Okay, similarly, facilities team. Facilities team also onboarding participants because during the onboarding process they have some activity to perform because they need to arrange a place for the new joinee to sit. Okay, they need to arrange what we say a traveling pass. Okay, or they need to arrange the relocation facilities. Okay, like for example, if an employee is joining any other location, they facilities team will take care of the arrangements of a hotel or something like that, etc., etc. And any bus tickets or air flight tickets or train tickets, all these things will be taken care by facilities team. Admin team or the HR team, they will have some activities to perform. So all these people, all these are called as onboarding participants. So all these onboarding participants have some activities to perform. All these onboarding participants have some activities to perform. With onboarding 2.0 module or with onboarding, we assign these activities, we configure these activities, and we assign these activities to these onboarding participants so they can complete their activities. Like for example, the new hire is there. New hire has one activity, that is they have to complete all the data collection and the document collection. Data need to fill submitted like biographical, national ID, etc., etc., dependence information they need to provide, and also any documents they need to upload, they need to do that activity. So this is the activity of new hire. Similarly, HR is there. HR has some activity. Similarly, IT team is there. IT team has some activity. Facilities has some activity. So we onboarding consultants, we configure the system, means we configure these activities and we assign these activities to all these onboarding participants, so that once the candidate record is moved from recruitment to onboarding, all these activities are assigned to different participants based on the different flow. Based on the flow, different activities will be assigned to different onboarding participants at different points within the onboarding process, so that by the time when the candidate comes to office on the date of joining, everything is ready. Facilities team have completed their work, IT team has completed their work, okay, HR team has completed their work, new joinee, new hire completed his or her own work, HR has completed their work, everyone has completed their work, so that the candidate is productive from the day one. Candidate is productive from the day one. This is what the actual meaning of onboarding. Okay friends, all these onboarding participants completes their assigned activities. Who assigns the activities? Different roles. System assigns these activities. System assigns. Okay, who assigns means system assigns. What activities means? What activities means? We configuration consultants, we assign, we configure the activities. We configuration consultants configure the creates the activities. Create activities based on customers requirement. Based on requirement. So different activities, whatever the activities that we configure at the time of implementation, these activities will be assigned to different onboarding participants during the onboarding process at different stages. So by the time candidate comes to office on date of joining, every participant completes their own task, so that candidate is productive as early as possible. ASAP, maybe on the date of joining or maybe the other day, or from that day itself. Clear friends? Clear everyone? Onboarding users or onboarding participants, these are all the different onboarding participants. These are all the different onboarding participants. So each and every onboarding participant have a separate task to complete. So once all these tasks are completed, the candidate's hiring will be smoother. Okay, no need of any wastage of time, no need of any idle time. Yes. Yes, anyone has any doubts in today's session, friends? Please ask me. We are done for the day. When we connect tomorrow, we will start discussing on the onboarding process flow. Onboarding process flow. So what are the process flows and what are the activities and what are the assigned users? So all these things we will start discussing from tomorrow onwards. So anyone has any doubts in today's session, whatever we discussed so far, anyone has any doubts, please ask me. We started where does the onboarding process fit in the flow. This is where we started. Okay, we started discussing on the process flow. We started discussing on how exactly the onboarding process starts, where exactly it starts, what is the recruiting process happens prior to the onboarding. So 100 applicants applied, only 2 are moved to onboarding. So in order to collect the data, what approaches we follow? Okay, whether all the data is collected at the recruitment level or only the basic data collected at the recruitment level and sends the data to onboarding, and what are the systems involved, what is the provisioning system, and what are the onboarding users. So all these things we try to understand today. If anyone has any doubts in today's session, please ask me, friends.
Mohan, this is Anant.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
we
Anand.
required a minimum knowledge on 1.0 as well before going on
Not required.
2.0.
Not
So
required. We need to know the process.
okay,
We need to know the process. Knowledge on process is enough.
okay,
We will have one or two sessions on onboarding 1.0 to see, to understand the look and feel of it. Okay.
okay,
At the end, we will
yeah,
try to
got it.
have 1 or 2 sessions of onboarding 1.0, because the process
Mhm.
flow and everything remains the same. Only the screens, the configurations, these are different. So what level of knowledge that you as an onboarding 2.0 consultant must have from onboarding 1.0, we will try
Exactly,
to have it. We will try to have it.
exactly. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
got it.
Yes. Yes,
Thank you.
friends. Anyone has any other doubts, please? Yes, friends. Anyone has any doubts, stay back, others can leave. If anyone has any doubts, they can stay back, others can leave. We are done for the day. Yes,
Yep.
we
So
can leave
far
the
it was
session,
clear
friends.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Mohan. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Anand. Yes, friends. Anyone has any doubts, stay
Mohan,
back, others can leave.
uh,
Yes.
yeah, Mohan.
Yes.
Yeah, just want to know, we will take a practical sessions on screen.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay,
We are
okay.
just
So,
in the initial sessions. So first of all, you need to understand what is onboarding and everything. And after that, we will see the complete end-to-end configuration. End-to-end configuration, whatever the configuration generally that we do, I will be showing everything. I will be doing on screen. I will be sharing the system credentials to you so that you can start doing that. The practical session, the complete will be practical sessions only, along with the theory.
okay, fine,
Okay.
fine. So,
Yeah. That is why
yeah,
the
yeah.
theoretical
So
notes
you,
I am writing. Theoretical, yes.
okay,
Yes.
that's
Go
good.
ahead.
And one more thing, do you have practical means project which you have did it for workbooks and all?
Yes.
So
Workbook is there. If
do
you
you
want
want
the
to share?
workbook, yes, I'll share. Yeah.
We want.
At the end, after completing the complete configuration, I'll share. Okay, so that you will understand by just seeing that workbook, you will understand what to do after completing our course. At the end of the course, I will share.
Okay,
Okay, because even if I
okay.
share now,
So
you
Okay.
will
here,
not
The
understand anything.
yeah,
okay,
the PDF
okay.
files, what we can learn from them. So you're going to share those
Mm.
as well, right?
See, first of all,
Okay, got
no
it.
need for you any PDF format, PDF files or anything, because we will be discussing everything in the sessions. But I'll share the implementation guide also.
Okay,
I'll
okay.
share the implementation
Not
guide.
required right
Yes.
now, but yeah, yeah.
Yeah. In the coming sessions, I'll share. Whenever whenever I feel like okay, it is required to you, at that time I'll share. Okay.
Sure, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Mohan.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yes. Yeah, Pratibha.
Hello, Mohan. Yeah, means onboarding 2.0, we can implement it at any stage. Means like even with recruitment and EC, in which we want to utilize, we can add onboarding
Yes.
2.0. Recruitment is not
Yes.
there and third party system is
Then
there,
also you can do.
we can use onboarding
Then also you
2.0.
can do.
And if
Yes.
EC itself is not
Yes.
there, then also we can use
Then also you
onboarding.
can do. Then also you can do.
Is
Yeah.
there
That is
any
why we discussed, right?
yeah. So is there
That is why
anything
I
like
said non-external HRI system also. Non-external HRI system also we can use. That is why I said.
okay, I mean there is not any constraint that at this scenario we will not be able to use onboarding 2.0.
Yes. Yeah. Pratibha.
Okay.
You are saying something. Can you please repeat that again?
Means I wanted to know that is there anything any scenario where onboarding 2.0 is not compatible? Means it is compatible with any situation that I
No,
wanted to
earlier
understand.
it was like that. Earlier, when onboarding 2.0 was actually released in the market back in November 2019, success factor, it has a limitation like we must have recruitment and success factors employee central. It was like that. If we are using other than success factors recruitment or other than success factors employee central, onboarding was not compatible at that time. We cannot implement onboarding 2.0 at that time. But in the later release, in the H1 release, in the H1 May 2020, when the SAP released one more change, this limitation was removed. Now you can implement onboarding 2.0 with success factors recruitment, without success factors recruitment, with employee central, without employee central also you can implement.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Any other queries? Yes, then if no one has any doubt, then we are good for the day. We will connect tomorrow, friends. Okay.
Yes.